well. I recorded very little of that. My Dremel died on me, and it was going to take all week to do it with Dremel anyway. So I got my baby router out with the only cutter bit I have, which is a 1/4-inch spiral cut bit, and it's too big, you know, for a lot of that. So, but I could use it to you know, hog out most of the stuff in the middle. And then with chisels and X-Acto, get all the corners and stuff. And finally got through. So, now that that's done, we can get this head plate on. It'll be alright. Important. I want that nut to snap in. I want it to not need glue. Got glue under it. That's no good. Yeah, as a general rule, I don't like glue on my nuts. So, be honest, how many of you thought I was just being wacky making this template? I just, I wanted one that absolutely fit the original template with the curve built in. Here's what I'm trying to do. Now, the top is the top, but on the back is of course neck through, and the back of the top will be ash and the back of the bottom will be wenge. However, that neck through comes through here. So, if we don't do the curve in the at least the bottom wing, like I said, just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of wenge that should technically be there on the top wing, but on the bottom wing we definitely have two chunks where ash should be there. Now we could get away with just ignoring this one, but this one is going to be visible from the front, so we really need to work it so that we can get ash right there. I think it would look goofy if we didn't. And I look at the top wing, in this case I'm looking at the top wing hitting the body at about the 16th, which is generally what we, usually shoot for anyway. And then I can put that down here and look at what that wing is going to look like. Alright, and from that, because this actually matches that, we can put this in place and see where that's going to be. Now, the actual top may not be exactly in the exact same, how many times can you say exactly? The top may not be in the exact same orientation. There may be a little bit of offset somewhere. But I think if we did this and just cut wide enough, we could place it so that we can get that ash line to line up. That's bound to look ridiculous. But it works. Ridiculous. Don't forget to trim the ends where it doesn't get curved. Okay. We had enough left over from the other. That should be all we need. At least I certainly hope so. The reason you start at the long end is because leftovers may fit a higher fret. Like that. Okay, fine. Just this one time, I'll do the masking tape thing. Fail. You know, that's really not going to be all that helpful when I need to clip the tangs. So, yeah, this might be more trouble than it's worth. There's no reason not to go from there straight to platinum, I guess. Ah, you bastard. What a horrible idea. Sorry, I didn't film too much of this one. I mean, we just did the same thing, and you've seen a million people do a million fret jobs. Again, all I did was get them in here. The second half I haven't even gotten flushed just yet, but it's after 7. Kiddo's online, ready to shoot bad guys, and I was trying to hurry up and just get these in there. Right after I stopped recording last time, fret 3 did not quite seat. I mean, just ever so slightly above. So I had to actually peel it out and deepen that slot just a tiny bit. So all the rest of these, before I would try to seat it, I double checked the depth, tried to make sure I got that slot nice and cleaned out, and then I would go ahead and plant them. And it appears everybody seated nice and clean. I haven't, you know, gone to the fret rocker or anything, but again, just like the other one, this is all I'm going to do for now. We'll bevel, and then we'll do, you know, crown and polish and all that later. There's a good chance that, you know, things are going to get scraped or bumped or whatever in all the next processes, because, I mean, we still have all of this to do. So it's a little premature to, you know, really start polishing stuff up. But once we get them flush and beveled, then we don't have to worry about doing that once the body is attached, and, you know, have to worry about scraping up the body. Anyway, I neglected to record a lot because you've already seen it. I've already done it once this evening, and I'm in a hurry. One piece of advice I can give you about fretting that I don't think I've ever seen anybody else mention before. All those little ends you nip off, make sure you clean them off the bench, because they will just sit there and, you know, whatever you put on top of them, they'll just dig a dent in. Okay, we got frets. We got frets. It was fret day! So, tomorrow, the only other thing we got to do on these before the neck is basically done and it's time for the body, not that we have to wait, but the only other thing left on the neck itself is tuner holes. So we could look at, I haven't even drilled pilots on this one yet. We need to do that, and then, you know, do some test holes with our hardware, make sure that we can fit it properly, and then make it happen, Captain. Yeah. Tomorrow, I need a plan on this one, because I did some looking, and I'm a little scared of how that's all going to go. We got some things to consider there. This guy is not going to be difficult. So, tomorrow we may be cutting some wings. Yep. Thanks for joining me. If you like what we're doing, if you're digging it, like and subscribe. Catch you next time.